And we are back. This is the big episode 50. I wish
episode
balloons,
50.
I wish balloons and confetti were falling from the ceiling. But
Yeah.
I'll do that in the post.
It'll be beautiful.
Post edit. We'll throw in some balloons. Actually, hold on.
Baby, that was
Did you hear that?
sexy. I did, yeah.
All right. Anywho.
No, I think episode 50, I think this is like a cornerstone for our podcast.
Yeah, this is major.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of did some pre-show notes here, and at no point do we bring up that this is episode 50.
No, but
Like,
that's huge. I
inaugural
don't think
cheers.
very many people make their podcasts go to 50, especially without a lot of traction that we're getting.
Yeah, just winging it. Cheers with our pre-workout.
Yes.
Living the sober lifestyle. You got the chats up over there?
I do. I don't see anything.
Cool. You get us started with the agenda. I'm going to get mine going.
Yeah, absolutely. So today, I think what we're going to touch on is, first of all, kind of like the mental side of entrepreneurship, like what the decision-making processes that we use to kind of like, you know, be successful and like make rational, sound decisions. So we'll go through that, kind of like the mental tolls, maybe even some of the stressors that, you know, what it means to quit your job and have no backup plan in place and try to create something out of nothing. So that's the first topic. Our second topic we're probably going to go to is what we're going to be titling Operation Bar Rescue. So we're going to go through that, have a little bit of a brainstorming session on what we can do to basically increase our bar sales numbers, because right now they're not where they need to be, but we got a lot of good ideas cooking up there to make sure that in a few months we're going to be doubling and tripling our liquor sales, I think.
Yeah. We're coming for the bar scene of Columbus.
Yes. Just like we did with the burger side, we're going to do it with the bar side. Just might take some time.
Congratulations on number 50. Welcome back from the Snowmageddon 2026. Yeah.
That's a good point, yeah.
There's 15 inches of snow or so outside.
Yeah, we had to close Sunday and Tuesday, which for a restaurant being closed 2 days, it's pretty rough.
Yeah. And while we had Saturday, everybody ran to the store, grabbed their milk and toilet paper and eggs, preparing for the great Snowmageddon. Yeah. And then, so Saturday was pretty slow. The rest of the week, actually, last week was pretty solid leading up to it, but Saturday was like the last minute panic. So Saturday was slow, and Sunday, Tuesday closed, and here we are.
Yeah, what was gearing up to be really good January, it'd still be all right, better than last year by a significant margin, but not what we were hoping for sure.
Yeah. The other thing we're going to touch on is we're still in the process of setting up a text group for all of our Yacht Shot Club members. Mm-hmm. Essentially, the goal of that is, our thought was like, when you buy the Yacht Shot, take the shot, you get the hat, you sign the board, but we also have like a QR code or some way that you can sign into like a VIP group where we send special promos and discount codes. So that's something we're working on over the next couple weeks, which whenever that happens, we'll make sure and let everybody know so we can get everybody who's previously bought one to sign up.
Yeah.
Exclusive offers. A real club.
No, I like it.
Like right now, it's just the idea of a club.
Yeah.
We
have all these disjointed regulars that I think if they all just came together, they would realize we're not that different.
We're all wearing the same hat. All right. You want to jump into our topics? Get this thing going?
Yeah, touched on it a little bit, but basically just going through kind of like the mental side and tolls of entrepreneurship. When you quit your job and, you know, you're pursuing something that is for yourself and only for yourself, there's a lot of things that go into that I don't think people realize. It sounds great. Freedom always sounds like, it's the best thing ever. But with freedom means infinite possibilities. And one of those very real possibilities is you could fail. And that means something different for a lot of people. But, you know, for us specifically, if we fail, like, we have mortgages that we need to cover. we got families to feed. We got loans and debt to pay off now with this whole restaurant thing. So it's like, yeah, there's freedom. There's freedom to be as successful as we possibly can, but there's also the freedoms of, like failure, which you have to kind of be able to have that at the back of your mind, kind of motivating you, but also not clouding your decisions. You can't be fearful of those possibilities.
Yeah, at a certain point, that's kind of what we decided when we started this whole thing, was like, we were young enough and in a point in life where we're like, we can jump off the edge and just see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we can go work at UPS or Walmart for 20 years, do a career and just be or be just fine. But there's still a lot of things that go into like what we're doing and like the mental side. It's very draining. I'll just say that. It's draining, but I think our past jobs, things we did in the past, like me being a cop in the military, kind of set us up better to handle that stuff than a lot of people. Like in the military, it's 24/7 stress.
Yeah.
They call it hazing when you first get there. Yeah, I think that's the political term for it, politically correct term.
Yeah.
Hazing. But no, I mean, I'll say when I first got into the military, a little side story here. When I first got in the military, there was a decent amount of hazing that went down. Mm-hmm. And when you first get there, you start dealing with that stuff and you're just angry at everybody else. Like, they're just messing with me. And then after a few years, it becomes nothing.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother you at all. And then, later on in life, you realize like all of that time they're just inducing stress. It makes everything really, really complicated until you get used to the stress. And then everything's very simple in the most stressful situations, and that kind of like directly went into training and everything we did, and deployments and all that stuff. Once you get in those like high stress situations, you're calm and collected and able to make decisions.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like it rings clear with this whole journey too. It's like every rung of the ladder creates new problems, new stressors. But as soon as you, just acclimate to that, then it's like, oh, not that bad. And then there's always another rung that you got to climb. So it's always this process of like stressing yourself out, figuring out problems, getting back to baseline, and then going right back up there, and just one leg at a time, one rung.
Yeah, one of the things, I mean, law enforcement and the military are similar with this aspect of like training. It's basically essentially breaking down every situation.
Yep.
To the smallest part that you can control. And how it works in like law enforcement, you show up to any scene and it's absolutely chaotic. People are running around screaming. There's blood everywhere, whatever. You have to first figure out like, what's your end goal? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? And then like, what's your A to B to getting there and solving that problem? Like, there's a million small problems going on, but you have to figure out like, what can I do right now to solve this? Mm-hmm. And then you move on to the next one. What can I do to solve that? And so I think we have been using that mindset since we started this thing. I mean, even in the food truck, we had 15 different directions that our business could go.
Yep.
And we were solving problems that hadn't even happened yet. But it's like, if this was to happen, if my pickup truck broke down and we had to figure out a way to get our food truck out, we knew we could get a U-Haul. We need to go to Home Depot and get a pickup, or, we're like, try to pre-plan things in order to get some of that stress off you when the issues happen.
Outside of like very, very, very crazy circumstances, like a car crashing into your building, like there's no real problems. Yeah, luckily we're not really at risk of that. Yeah. But like, there's not really a problem that will occur that you can't overcome somehow. Like, as long as you have the right mindset, it's like you said, identify what it is, identify potential, solutions.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things that we've always done too is our decision making. Like I was talking about, we look at all these possible outcomes of like the business or doors that we think could possibly be opening, and then we have 6 different ways that we could go about doing that. So then whichever door opens or whatever opportunity presents itself, it's like we already have the decision made in the back of our mind.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of been one of those things where we're able to go move as quickly as we have been, because we don't take time when the opportunity comes up. We don't have to sit there and decide for 2-3 days on how we're going to handle it. It's premeditated. We premeditate doors opening.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the benefits too of just like eliminating all other noise in your life. Like, there's validity in, you shouldn't necessarily just cut all ties and jump right into starting a business. There's a lot of things that you have to factor in when you make that decision. But one of the good things of doing that is it clears your mind of everything else, and success and the goal is the only thing that matters. It's not like, oh, I have another job where my manager's getting up my ass. It's like, no, that doesn't exist. You're the person. Like, you are solely focused on this entity. And so you're capable of reaching the most potential out of it instead of kind of like having, too many distractions, I guess.
Yeah. It goes both ways too. Because if your business is very successful, you got to be the guy that's like, yeah, I did that. I built that. But if your business fails,
and
you got to be the guy that's like, yeah, I did that.
That's the scary
that company.
Yeah, embarrassment, shame, like that's one of the like things that you always have to. You can't be afraid of failure. It's like you're probably gonna fail. But I think that's one thing that prevents a lot of people from just doing it, is because like
fear.
They're afraid of failing. They think it's like it's a personal like attack on themselves. It's like, oh, I failed. I'm not good enough. It's like, no. You failed. That's good. Figure out why you failed. Identify all of the things that like why it didn't work out. And now next time you do something, you're that much better. Like if you're just always winning all the time, it's like you can never really analyze your weak points, your blind spots. And it's uncomfortable, but I think it's worth doing. I
think we've analyzed a lot of weak points.
Yeah, I think it's mostly weak points. Yeah.
Analyzing weak points. But I mean, that's the most fun part, I think, is we literally have no idea what we're doing. So every problem that we come up against is like the first time we've dealt with it for the most part.
Yeah.
We're getting to the point now where when we have repeat problems, it's like things we've handled before, in the couple years we've been doing this, but we're still very new jumping into all this stuff. So most problems, most issues that we have are things that we're trying to work on. It's like, this is the first time we've ever done anything like that, like setting all this stuff up live. It's like, we have no background doing this, no idea. It's just figure it out. It's going to break. So rebuild it stronger the next time and keep going.
Yeah. It keeps looking better and better too.
Yeah. Hopefully the sound is better this time.
We had a bit of an echo last time, but nothing we couldn't work through. Is there a third sound?
No, it should be just fine.
Yeah.
Should be just fine. If there's anybody in the chats, let us know if there's any audio or video problems. But if not, we'll find out.
Yeah. No, I think one of the reasons why, let's talk about a problem that we've had, that we've solved, and like what we did to solve it. I think one of the issues we were running up against like recently is we were doing way too much stuff. Like we have gotten to the point in our business where we have to have more of a big picture mindset, where we have to actually figure out how we can grow the business and not so much be the business. And so a lot of that means we have a list of tasks that we're always responsible of that's distracting us from what's important.
Right.
So one thing we've had to do is basically offload those tasks and make sure that they're being done to the standard that we come to expect. And so it's giving our employees more responsibilities, giving them more clear guidance and like expectations to then it's like, all right, now we have solved a time problem for us where it's like we're spending half of our time, cleaning fryers, doing like all the nitty gritty stuff that's not actually going to create a successful business. And so we realized that. We kind of figured out what we needed to do to implement it and went from there. And, that doesn't mean it was smooth. Like relinquishing a lot of those responsibilities created a lot of stress for us too. It's because it's like is everything going to be done the way it needs to be done? Or perhaps now that we're not closing, our restaurant might burn down.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of like, is someone going to leave the water on? Is someone going to leave the door unlocked? Is someone going to leave the griddle on, leave gas on? There's so many other things that could happen that could like, have serious impact into the business. So it's like, there's some sleepless nights and there were some mistakes that happened, but nothing's catastrophic until it is. And as long as it's not, it's like, okay, this is a pattern that keeps happening, guys. Here's what we got to do. Like, tell me what you guys need from us. Like, what policy, what sheet can we implement that this is no longer going to be an issue? Like, what checks can we do? And we've slowly worked through it, and it's not perfect, but I think we're a hell of a lot further than we were 6 months ago.
Oh, yeah.
Like, incredibly so.
One of the things, too, because we've got to know a lot of other restaurant owners and talk to them quite frequently. One of the things too is just like people expect their employees to be perfect.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I'm going to hand over responsibilities to you, you damn well better do it perfect and it better be done right every single time. When in reality, no one's perfect. We're not perfect.
No.
Like there's no business owner out there that's doing everything perfect every single time because we're human, people mess up. And so there's like, you have to have a grace period, especially when you're handing over a responsibility like that. It's like they've never done this before. They're learning. So for us, it's like, I've been doing this for 2 years. It's very simple. Just do this.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is my first time doing it. I don't know what I'm doing, So having that, you have to have the patience and like grace period to understand like you're handing over these responsibilities, but part of it's on you in your ability to train people and lead people. But it's also like, it takes time. And
you're not going to be good at it either because you're good at doing the task, but you've never trained yourself to train someone. Like you still have to figure out like the exact like wording and like techniques and like figuring out what clicks with different people too. It's like there's a whole lot of other stuff that goes into it.
Yeah, and we've talked about before, like you make your closing checklist and you make it, it's beautiful. You read it 10 times. You're like, this is it.
Yeah.
Nobody can mess this up.
You can't mess it up.
You give it to somebody and they mess it up. And you're like, how the hell did you mess that up? And they explain why they messed it up. And you're like, well, I never thought anyone would read it like that, but it makes sense why you messed it up. And then you go back to the drawing board and it's just like, things have to break in order to get built back stronger, and it has to continue to happen.
Yeah. And it's frustrating, but
yeah, it's getting there.
You get through it.
Yeah, it is. I think we're pretty much over that curve now, but initially when it was me and you opening and closing every night, like the first few nights of being like, are they okay?
Yeah, no,
is it okay?
To this point, that has been the hardest part, I think, of the business is
Letting
like
go.
relinquishing, like for sure. Like starting the food truck was easy. That was all control from us. Like we had everything that went into that business was on us. And like, I know that we can do it. Like we're just that kind of people and whatever. But it's like, once you start getting 10, 15, 20 employees, it's just like, man, there's a lot more stresses involved. You got interpersonal conflicts. You got a culture that you have to cultivate. You have to have, there's just so much more that goes into it that, I mean, we had a little bit of experience with it, like being team leaders in the military, but we were lucky because we had we were in a special unit. Everyone there not only wanted to be there, but would die to be there. Like, and they wouldn't hesitate. And
went through insane amounts of
training
and like expectations to even get there.
Yeah.
It's like you can't just want to be there and show up.
Yeah.
You got to go prove yourself that you can even be there.
So we had, it was like, kind of on easy mode during that. And then we were spoiled. And then we get here and you're like, not everyone operates like that. I guess we got to figure this one out too.
Yeah, we're the only ones.
Yeah. And no fault to anyone, but it's just, that's the reality of it,
Yeah. And it's different being a leader of like a small unit or a small group compared to being an owner.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like you having just a few people that you're in charge of, even if it's like 10 people, I do all the training. I got this small thing. You don't have to worry about anything else.
Yeah.
But here it's like we're slowly getting to the point where we're putting, training up our staff to be leaders and have people under them, which is the whole span of control thing, that we learned from the military. But we're slowly getting to that point. But it's also, we have everything else in the business that we're trying to pay attention to.
Still have to balance. Yeah.
It's weird.
A little bit, but I think, hey, we're in a really good spot. I'm happy where we're at. We still have a long ways to go. But
yeah. You think we're going to be doing this podcast in like 10 years?
Yeah, I think we're going to go back.
I'm pretty confident.
Yeah. No, I see this as like episode 1 of our new whatever we're going to do next. I think once we get we blow up, get monetized, we put everything else that we've done. Those are for like the loyal people behind a paywall. And then this is the first episode.
Yeah. It's like the first 50 were just practice.
Yeah. That was practice. Now we're starting, we got PowerPoints, we got topics that we're going through, a prompter.
You're looking real official.
I'm looking official.
I don't think they'll let you on a yacht with a hoodie and a jacket.
Bro, it's so cold in here.
Yeah. I'd cranked the heat up, but it doesn't really work. Our office went from a basement to a closet.
Yeah.
So it's nicer than the basement, but it gets a little chilly when it's.
It sucks because just right out that door, it's like an extra 15 degrees warmer, but yeah, we'll get there.
All right. What do we got from the board of advisors today?
Oh, we got John France saying, welcome back and congratulations for surviving 2026 Snowmageddon. Congrats for number 50, and that they'll be coming tonight for some smash burgers.
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, we will be at the Blue Jackets game, but that's all right.
It's military appreciation night, so we're going.
Yeah, that's why I didn't bring my jersey, because I was going to get a new jersey from that.
I brought mine.
I saw. Bro, I'm excited. I don't know if I want to paint my face.
They're supposed to be giving out flags, too.
I know. We'll get one. We'll get one.
Back here.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
We get 2, one for here and one for the restaurant.
Yeah, the ongoing mission to, get a hold of anyone from the Blue Jackets team has not been successful. But we'll keep you guys updated as soon as we find out. You guys will know.
The phone's ringing off the hook. They're anxious to help us out here. Oh, yeah, the Blue Jackets. I was going to go on Monday during Snowmageddon. There's nothing to do. And I was like, I will drive downtown and just go to a game to get out of the house, take the kids out. And then they postponed the game. So,
yeah, I was thinking we should have gotten tickets on the cheap. And then when they canceled the game, get reimbursed.
Yeah, the tickets weren't cheaper than normal, though.
Well, because they were probably going to do that. They knew everyone wanted to do it anyways.
I will say, everybody says don't get season tickets because if you don't, unless you're going to all the games, because you'll never get what you sell them for. You never sell them for what you paid for them.
Yeah.
All the cheap tickets are all the resale, like season ticket ones, and they're like a third of the price.
I know.
As a regular ticket, which is crazy. They're still charging like $70 for that game.
Yeah, but you can be at like the lower bowl for $70. That's pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah. One day, we'll get season tickets, but they're going to be good, and we're going to make so much money off of them. No, I actually reached out to Rise Brands to see if they were doing anything with their suite, their box suite.
Oh, yeah. How'd that go for you?
So they did respond, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, and they said, we no longer have our suite, so sorry about that. Which, last game I went to, there was a Rise Brand suite, so I don't know. Maybe they were lying to me.
I would have lied to you.
Yeah, I know you would have.
I'm like, oh, sorry about that. Yeah. Sold it. Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. What do we got going on in the bar? We got a new segment.
Yeah.
We're calling Operation Save the Bar.
I think this is going to be our next 90-day big push is Operation Save the Bar. And the reason why it might be a little hyperbolic, save the bar and everything, but also not kind of, because if we don't get our liquor sales up, that's going to be a real impact on the growth of our business, very much. Because right now, the average bar kind of like restaurant, bar combo, you kind of want, 30 to 50% of your total sales to be liquor. And that's because you want your cost of goods to be, closer to 30% or lower. And liquor sales, it's a lot cheaper. Like you charge more for liquor. It's usually
it's
like
better
your
margin.
average is like 20 to 25% on your margins. And so the 30 to 50% that we're trying to get in total sales, we're at 5% of our total sales is liquor. And that's not enough. There's just so much potential there that if we don't do it, we would be hamstringing us going forward. So,
yeah, we're essentially running a cheeseburger restaurant that sells an occasional cocktail.
Yeah. And I'll put it this way. Us being at 5% sales and not being at 25% sales, that's the difference from us losing money to being profitable.
Yes.
Like if we don't get our liquor sales up more, we will continue to lose and bleed money month over month. So yeah, it's a little hyperbolic that we got to save the bar, but like in 90 days, if our liquor sales are still at 5% of sales, our business will be at risk.
Which the 5% is growing.
It is growing.
Our sales, since we started in the restaurant, our sales monthly have continued to go up on average. Like our weekly sales and everything is still slowly climbing.
Mm-hmm.
And as our overall revenue grows, the liquor sales growing with it, but it's just staying right at the 5% mark. Sometimes we've hit like 7, I think. Some real big weeks.
Yeah, some way. I mean, it fluctuates like anything else, but on average, we're gaining about like $20 in sales a week. So
and in the standard, if I'm right, like most restaurants that are like Buffalo Wild Wings, full restaurant, full bar style places that have a full food, full bar, it's typically right around 50%, if not more, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Like
talking to some
ones?
of the other business owners down in like this area, yeah, they're doing closer to 50-50. And I'm sure if you ask them, hey, what if you were only doing 20% liquor? They would be like, we would go out of business.
Yeah.
Like it's that important. Like liquor sales help restaurants a lot.
Yeah. And part of the reason, I mean, like you mentioned the margins, but we can kind of break that down. Like it doesn't take a lot to get whiskey from a bottle into a glass to a customer.
Yeah.
You can have one bartender handling 10, 15, 20 people or 2 bartenders. Whereas in order to get food, like you're paying all of the deliveries, you're paying all of the prep team, multiple guys in the kitchen. There's a lot more systems in place to make food come out to customers than there is for alcohol. So there's a lot more moving pieces.
No, I mean, for one bartender to do 1,000 in sales and just liquor is not unrealistic. For us to do $1,000 in food for the restaurant, that's a server and that's 3 cooks. So you can see how, and with bartenders, they're a tipped wage. Like it's minimum, like federal minimum, $10.70, and they're making closer to $30, $35 an hour. But yeah, you're paying 5 times just in labor for those food costs, not even associating like all of the, like food is just what you charge for food is less than what you charge for liquor too. Yeah. So yeah, it's tough.
And food goes bad.
Food goes bad. There's way more waste. Right. The bar, people will steal from you occasionally, but it's not nearly as much, I think, as much as you can potentially waste in food.
Yeah. And we do a very good job with our food waste.
Yeah.
We have very little to none.
We were worse on the food truck, I think. Maybe not, but there were times where we were.
It was harder in the food truck.
Yeah.
Because you show up in an event where they say, remember we did that school and they're like, there's 500 people going.
Yeah.
It was us and I think 2 or 3 other trucks. Good, like not random trucks. They were like decent name trucks, popular trucks. And we got there and the lady literally looked at us and said, there's actually only going to be about 200 to 250 people. We didn't want to tell you because we knew you wouldn't come.
And it was raining that day too, right?
Yeah. And
I remember that exactly.
We left.
Yeah.
We were there for like 20 minutes and we're like, 200 people for 4 trucks?
Yeah.
So, side note, in food trucking, when somebody says 200 people are coming, 30% is what you can count on to eat. and which would be like 60 something people.
Mm-hmm.
You divide 60 by, was it 3 or 4 trucks there?
I think there was
I think it was 4. We left.
I think
and
one
then
was a
there 3.
coffee truck, maybe. But yeah, I think it was 4.
Yeah.
Because I remember I know the 2 other ones. There was the hibachi truck, and then there was the Mediterranean truck.
There's the Adams.
That's the Mediterranean one.
I thought there was one more in front of them.
There might have been.
Anyways, yeah. I mean, you're looking at 15 customers, 15 cheeseburgers for us to sit there for 2-3 hours, which is nothing.
Yeah.
Not even close to anything. So when they tell you 500 people are coming, you're like, all right, we might get, closer to 100.
Yeah.
And then you get there and you're like, yeah, you're going to do 15 orders. Well, you have to prep, you have to bring the stuff to feed 100 people. So that's where it made it a little bit harder. And food trucking, like here, we're open set hours 6 days a week. Some weeks in a food truck, you got 4 events. Some weeks you have 8.
Yeah.
And so it could be the last event of the week. You might not have an event for 3 days. So all that stuff you prep is like, you're making chili.
A lot of chili.
We made a lot of chili.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I think the worst we did was like, how much do you reckon the worst was that we had to take home? I think it was like 60 pounds, wasn't it?
Of meat?
Yeah.
There's a while. My whole freezer was.
I think it was the worst one was our last event, that music festival, where we thought we were going to do basically 3 times the business than what we did. And so we had 3 times the product, which meant we had 3 times the amount of chili.
I got pretty good at making chili.
Yeah,
though.
no kidding. Yeah.
I mean, it's a mean chili. Yeah, I think after our last event, the Buckeye, was it Motorcycle Music Rally?
Yep.
Flop.
Big flop.
I feel like we could do an entire podcast episode about that.
How not to do a
Major
motorcycle rally, yeah.
Did I tell you that 2 people that went there came in the other day?
No, which ones?
They were just people that came. They rode their, or they drove. They didn't take their bikes, but they were somewhere, and someone handed them a free ticket. I think they were at like Lowe's or something.
Okay.
And someone gave them a ticket, and they're like, it was right around the corner. So like, all right, we'll go check it out. But they had our food there, and they stopped in here.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh, you guys went to that? You were the only ones. But
yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure I had 19 trays of buns at my house after that.
Ah, it was so bad.
19 trays. Each tray has 6 packs of 8. I'm not going to do the math, but
all that to say is a bar is a lot simpler of I don't know if simpler is the right word of a business than a restaurant, but there's aspect to it that's easier, I guess.
Yeah.
There's also aspects that are a lot harder, but
yeah, it's very different. But everyone says, food's bad money, restaurant or bar's good money.
Yeah.
So it's just, it costs so much less to get your product out there.
Which, that goes right into our current problems is, it's simpler of an operation, but it's a lot harder to grow than food.
Yeah.
And so we can go into like some of the current problems we're facing in our bar. It's like, we've talked about this a lot, but everyone has the same liquor. Everyone has the same beer. You're selling the same product as literally everyone else. The only thing that you're selling at a bar is the experience. And a lot of that has to do is like a cohesive bar identity and a customer base of regulars that know each other, bartenders that people like. Like, it's a much more like people focused business, whereas the food and like restaurant side, like you can throw a little bit more uniqueness into it. That's easier to sell and convince people to come try it. A bar, it's like, I think the worst thing you can have for a bar is an empty bar. No one wants to go to a bar to drink by themselves because they can do that at their house. Like, you wonder why clubs are so busy, or like certain bars are always busy. It's because people know there will be people there.
Yeah, it's a social thing.
It's a social thing. People want to go where people are. It's just human, I guess. It's something that like, hey, I don't want to be at my house. I just want to be around things and people.
Which is funny, like the difference between a restaurant and a bar when it comes to the social aspect.
Yeah.
Like when our restaurant's busy, people come in, they look, and they're like, yeah, there's a couple spots to sit. Yeah, I'll just get it to go.
Yeah.
I'll take it to go. But you go in a bar and it's empty, and it's like, Nah, I'll take it to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Though, I've watched people when I'm working the front and the bar's hopping and popping. There's a game on, everybody's cheering or whatever. They'll be at the front ordering. They're going to sit down on the restaurant side, and they look over and they're like, "Actually, I'm gonna go over there."
Yeah.
Or they'll eat their food and then they'll go in the bar for an hour because it's lively.
Yeah.
You know, there's things happening, but it's interesting how when it comes to eating, it's like a private thing.
Yeah.
When it comes to drinking, it's like I don't want to do it by myself. People will judge me.
Yeah, but it's something that we have to figure out too, because right now, especially now with the snow, we have a bad location. It's hard to get to. It's hard to find. And people still don't know that we have a bar. So it's figuring out how to get the word out and convince people to come.
Yeah, the snow plows. I don't know if you saw on Front Street. The snow plows literally plowed all the snow.
Yeah.
But it's just mounds on the sidewalk now. So it's like a barricade of snow you have to climb over to walk up to a restaurant.
Yeah.
You got to be committed.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's part of like what we have to lean into. It's like this is exclusivity. You got to be in the know to drink here or something. I don't know. Still figuring it out.
Yeah, we're still figuring it out. We did our first UFC night.
Soft launch, yep.
UFC soft launch. We're not doing it this week. They had back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
We're not doing this one. But starting, I think, in March, we'll be doing that, all the main events, doing it monthly. But that was awesome.
Yeah.
I actually very much enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It didn't get over as late as I thought, but...
Well, that one was lucky because there was a lot of finishes. Usually if it's like all decisions, it can go to like 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Yeah, or later.
Yeah.
No, I've watched them till 2 a.m. multiple times here.
But that one started at 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they had been previously starting them all at 10. So I think as part of the Paramount deal is they're going to do them earlier because there were so many complaints of people like, I don't want to stay up that late. And so I think that's one thing they're going to do more of, hopefully.
Yeah, which is fine if you're on the West Coast.
Yeah, everything's fine if you're on the West Coast. I hate to say it, but yeah.
Yeah. No, actually, we had a good turnout. We had probably 10 people in there.
Yeah. For something that we
amount.
didn't advertise and kind of just messaged people to see if they were interested, I think it was a great turnout.
Yeah.
I think it could be potentially something really cool too.
Yeah, it was fitting for our space.
Yeah.
I feel like our space feels like a UFC bar.
A little bit. Same with hockey. It just feels like a hockey bar.
It feels right.
Yeah.
Can't explain it. It just feels right. But yeah, we got flyers tonight. The USA Olympics are coming up in like a week.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to show that yet? Have we done that yet?
No. And I literally brought the hat to show it on our live podcast.
Is it not in here?
No, it's in the restaurant.
Oh, I could have swore I saw it.
No, I left it in there. I was going to put it on there,
Yeah.
but I'll put a picture of it in the postcast.
So I think, we're still trying to figure out what we got to do. And I guess that can kind of lead into our next area on how we want to figure out how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
So here's our idea. Or pretty much, how many people do you know have wanted to open a bar with their like friends and stuff?
I used to always be one of those guys.
Everyone wants to do it. You talked like everyone I grew up with, like that was one of the things. It was like, we should open a bar. Why don't we just open a bar? Like we drink a lot. And no one has really like to this point shown what that looks like. It's like we are two guys who decided to open a bar who have no business opening a bar. And so now it's like, well, you guys thinking about opening a bar, follow us and you can see all of our struggles and all of the ups and downs that you have to go through to like have a successful bar. And I think documenting that journey would be like really cool for people. Like I would much rather watch that than do it myself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's interesting too, because a lot of people we talk to, though it's the whole reason we started the podcast. Everyone's like, wow, you guys actually did it. You're actually trying, like, you guys got to tell your story. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Guess we'll do this. But we still talk to people all the time that hear our story and like what we're trying to do. And they're like, that is awesome. I wish I had the balls to do something like that. Like, I would love to start a business or try, but people feel a lot more comfortable watching someone else do it
Yeah.
than actually quitting their job and trying to do it. And I don't blame them. That's a safe move.
Yeah, for sure. But even then, it's like, giving people the resources and like, you're not alone for all those bar owners out there who are doing it. It's like, oh, shoot, everyone is running into similar problems.
Yeah.
And just creating a community like that could be cool.
Yeah. And I think we're going back to what we were saying earlier is like we're stepping away from the restaurant more. Like one of the things we want to start focusing on is our social media.
Yeah.
And YouTube. I don't know about Twitch yet. I'm not sold on Twitch. We'll see what happens. But definitely our Instagram, Facebook, and our YouTube, and growing those and like getting better at telling our story and what we're trying to do down here.
Yeah.
And seeing where it takes us. But
well, I think just like the restaurant took us a lot of time and effort to get good at it. It's not luck. There's a science to it. And it's the same thing with social media and I think YouTube and like content in general. It's just like you just have to put in the work. You have to want to get better and you have to be willing to get incrementally better. It's not going to happen in a week. It's not going to happen in a month. It might not happen in a year, but as long as you're focusing on like, how am I creating more compelling content that people want to watch? You will gain traction. You will be successful. Same with the restaurant. How do I create a product that's affordable that people want to eat? It's like it's all the same. And like I think that would be something that would be really cool to kind of document as we do it.
yeah. And ignore what the comments say.
Oh, is that our next segment?
It's coming up. But no, it is interesting because it's like
it's weird. You get comments on, like we get comments on in person all the time, and a lot of them are negative too. And it's easier to like, whatever, screw you. Something about online comments are like, fuck you, man, you don't know me.
Now, I mean, there's no way that we've served thousands and thousands of people in our restaurant. You know, there's no way that every one of them thought it was a 5-star experience. Yeah. You know, we do have a lot of 5-star reviews, but if all of those people went and like left a review like they do on social media, it's like anything you post on social media, you're getting reviewed on, and they will tell you exactly how it is. It's pretty interesting, but
the mask of anonymity.
Yeah, most of them don't even care. They're not anonymous at all.
But I will say thank you for commenting. Like it actually does help us out a lot. So I'm going to continue to say very stupid shit just so we can get comments. I don't do it intentionally. It's just who I am. I'm a buffoon.
I cannot help the words that come out of my
mouth.
mouth.
Exactly. You get in a flow state and it just flows.
Yeah. It is impressive what we've done with our brains, though.
Yeah, no kidding.
If we can do it, anyone can.
Anyone can.
Anyone
no
can.
doubt.
What do we got here? Kathy France said they got free tickets to the Leonard Skinner concert out of that event.
Yeah.
Because a
lot of people did. Like I remember the concert was going, Leonard Skinner was playing, and then you hear over the radio for like some security guard, it's like, hey, let everyone to the front of the stage. We got to fill this thing out. And it's like, seats don't matter. Just like send everyone up there.
Yeah. I think there was like 1,000 or 1,100 people that came to see Leonard Skinner. And I don't know how many people can fit in that stadium, Historic Crew Stadium, probably at least 10,000.
Oh yeah, I would think
10 or 20,000.
Yeah.
Imagine 1,000 people spread out in there. You know, imagine having your nosebleed ticket. You're way up at the end. There's nobody around you. But
it'd be almost like showing up to a food trucking event with 4 trucks for like 150 people.
Yeah. Something like that.
You're like, let's just get out of here.
Yeah. No, people, I don't know. Food trucking's crazy. We get a lot of people that ask if we'd ever go back to it, and I don't think there's any chance I would ever.
Well, and I don't know how much we've touched about it. It's like, well, that's the whole point of like why we're doing this, why we're documenting, why we called it Trailers to Yachts. It's like, we're shooting big, baby. We're going for the top. Like, yeah, food trucking's great and it's fun and there's a lot you can learn in it, but it's like, I don't know if that's what's going to get us to yachts.
Yeah, well, you can make good money in food trucks
You for sure can.
too. There's so much liability.
Yeah.
If it's me and you in a trailer, we can kill it, but
Yeah.
you're capped at what you can do. If you're gonna have a fleet of food trucks and drivers, and if you're here, if an employee doesn't show up, we jump in or we call somebody else in. The business stays open and keeps going.
Yeah.
If your driver doesn't show up to drive your truck to the event, or your prep person doesn't prep anything and your driver can't get there, your truck breaks down, it's multiple $1,000 events that you're losing.
And scalability is tough with food trucks too, because you can't flood the markets. There's only a limited amount of events that you can send food trucks to before you have to go to different cities. And then you're limited by the space in between. And, it's hard to build a brand like that. So,
and we made good money when it was just me and you.
Oh, we made great money.
If you had, 3 or 4 employees in the truck, plus you're paying for all the maintenance and storing, 4, 5, 6 trucks or whatever you got, it adds up.
Yeah, but if we're going to stay on our promise to double our sales every year, you're going to have to come up with more and more unique and wazoo ideas to keep doing that.
2 months, we're like, all right, we bought a food truck. We're coming back.
Yeah. Probably would be pretty successful, honestly. But
yeah, no, I mean, the best thing that a food truck can do for you is market, because we can reach people on the other end of the city that would never come down here. So I get that side of it, continuing to keep your name out there. And one of the things we talked about is if we ever wanted to start another location, like say we were going to put one in New Albany, we send a food truck out there for 2 months and find a parking lot, park a food truck, and every single person in that area knows what it is before the restaurant opens.
Yeah.
Because like those people, some people in New Albany, I don't know, it's like a 35, 40-minute drive from here. Some of those people might have heard of Smash Buddies, but if you just open up a shop and they've never had it, it's going to take a while for people to go get it. If you can mitigate that with putting a food truck there and getting the word out before you open the restaurant, I could see that being useful.
Yeah.
But there's no way I would buy a food truck just for that purpose.
No.
No chance.
I'm good.
No chance. All right, moving on.
Yeah, what's our time looking at?
52 minutes.
Oh, that is
We're
beautiful.
Through.
Where we are at in the Where are we right now? Are we going to trailers or are we trending towards yachts?
I want like a scale. We keep talking about this, but I want a scale where every week we have to put something on one side.
That's brilliant.
It's like you put a Lego piece on the trailer side or on the yacht side, whichever one crumbles first.
Yeah.
We'll know our destiny.
I think after the Snowmageddon, we are much, much closer to trailers than we are to yachts.
Yeah. We were inching
two
towards
days
yachts
is tough.
last week.
Yeah.
This week we're like...
That's 2 Lego pieces on that scale.
Yeah.
It's just 2 days is like, man, our rent's not going down. Our utilities don't go down. Our fixed costs stay the same. And 2 days is a lot.
2 days is a lot. Plus, it's 2 days followed by a potentially bad week.
Yeah.
I don't blame people for not coming down here when it's 6 degrees and there's snow everywhere. The roads aren't going to clear up for 10 days.
Next week looks freezing cold too. So it could be like a month before we have like completely cleared out of snow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we were 60 like 3 weeks ago too.
I was golfing.
It's just nuts.
This is definitely the worst winter we've had since I've been here, though.
Yeah. Or
the worst section of the winter. The winter itself hasn't been bad. Just this week has been the heaviest snow and ice for sure, but
yeah,
we'll see. It's not good for business.
It's not good for anyone.
Nope. I think it's probably good for the people who like clear driveways and stuff.
Yeah, I actually had a kid come to my door and was like, "Hey, I just want to start my own shoveling business. Can I shovel your walkway?" I wanted to say no, but I was like, "Dang it! I respect the hustle." And so I was like, "Yeah, let's by all means." And then I was like, "Kids, get your snow stuff. We're gonna help them clear out our driveway." And then just kind of did it with them, got to know them. But yeah, I was his age. That's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, I was taking a nap, and one of my neighbors just plowed my driveway.
It's very nice of them. You got to make them cookies if you ever
I don't
find
know
out
who
who
it was.
did it. You just
And we had no internet, so the cameras weren't working.
Oh man.
Yeah. Actually, our internet's been out for like 4 days now. It's been in and out there.
Well, at least you have good cell service then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just learn how to use your hotspot to get the Netflix.
Oh, that's a good
working
point.
for
Yeah.
the kids.
Yeah.
3 days. Our kids don't watch a lot of TV, but 3 days of being snowed in, we're going to be watching some TV.
Yeah. No kidding. There's not much you can do about that.
Got to survive. All right, we move into our segment.
My favorite
segment.
These
of
are
the week.
some heavy hitters.
Yeah, I actually think the segment last week worked.
Yeah?
When I said, if you want to get featured on our show, trash talk us on TikTok.
Oh, you think people saw that and wanted to do it?
They saw that. These guys did.
Hey, if you do it on YouTube, we're not discriminatory. It could be TikTok, YouTube, any of them.
We'll find the negative comments.
Yeah, talk
hunt
shit.
them out. So these comments came from
This first one, I do feel this is on me. This was really stupid of me to say. I didn't realize I said it, but
you said it out loud on camera.
From video. I guess that's his TikTok name, but
no. That's what the video was.
Oh,
what the video was. So,
okay.
Yeah. This is the backstory of the video. Is you mentioned that Bryson DeChambeau might be leaving Live Golf, and he could potentially be the number one YouTuber.
Yeah, that was
bigger than Mr. Beast.
I said bigger
himself.
than Mr. than Beast.
You did say
that
Mr.
was the dumbest thing I could possibly say, but
and the internet
they agreed.
The internet agreed.
Might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard from Phil. Thank you, Phil.
Yeah, that's Phil. Might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I made sure to put their names on there, so when they see these clips, hopefully they'll recognize their comments.
Jay, what a buffoon. Jay, thank you for that. I have actually been calling myself a buffoon a lot lately since I've seen that, because I'm like, golly, he hit that one on the head. And then this one hurt a lot. I'm not going to lie.
Trey Thornhill said, Jesus, raise the price of microphones.
Which, Trey, if only you knew how much more we've spent on this set than just the microphones.
Yeah, those are the cheapest.
That's the cheapest thing. But I appreciate that. Yeah, we got to do better.
Yeah, they got to put like tariffs or something for bad YouTube videos.
Yeah, we just don't get anyone watches these anyways. So
yeah, that's 3 of the like 14.
Leaving Live and becoming the number one YouTuber bigger than Mr. Beast.
You want to talk about like what was going through your head at that moment?
I think I just wanted to say something that would generate comments, and I think I was successful.
Nailed it. No, I just like how last week they came for me, and then this week, man, they were coming for you.
Yeah.
Buffoon, man.
Buffoon.
Just a couple buffoons trying to make a podcast. All right, we got anything in the chats? Everybody has their gifts. I don't know what that's referencing, but I think
Christmas
agree.
Probably. Everyone got a gift. Hopefully, if they were nice and not naughty.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave that one right there. Not touch it.
Yeah.
All right, we got anything else? We got Blue Jackets coming up.
Yeah, get ready for that. I got to paint my face, so that'll be fun. Exciting stuff. No, I mean, I think moving forward, I think we're gonna highly focus on getting this bar to where it needs to be. And if you guys have anything you want us to, like, if you guys have ideas that you want to shoot our way, or things that you guys specifically want to see us, like, see behind the scenes of, let us know. We'll make some stuff that you guys can watch. But that's going to be our big push the next 90 days, is figuring out how to run a successful bar.
Yep. And we got talks coming with the Comedy Collective.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
Doing the comedy shows.
Yeah.
Which I think will be sweet. I don't know if there's anybody down here. Shadowbox did it the one time. Do they do like open mic normally?
I don't know. We got to talk to them at some point.
I don't really know what they do.
I don't either.
I think there's actually 2 things in there. Shadowbox and there's...
Shadowbox Live?
No, there's Shadowbox, and I think there's another company that does things out of there.
Oh.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, eventually I want to get a hold of them, but we got to figure out other things first.
Yeah, we'll get there. All right. Well, thanks for hopping on, fellers and ladies. Thanks for the chats, staying involved.
Yeah.
Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to everything.
Yeah. Send this to, 10 different people that you know and be like, hey, you guys want to watch a couple of buffoons talk about a bar? There you go. That'll help us out a lot.
Just a couple of buffoons and a microphone.
Yep.
I love it. All right. You want to wrap this thing up?
Yeah.
I think
Again,
so.
Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate all of you. We'll see you guys next week.
Cheers. Smash you later.
Later, taters.